Hey, how y'all doing? It's Cooking with Dave once again. I'm Dave, world's greatest chef. Y'all know the deal. Alright, I went out and got a haircut. I think most people voted that I should do whatever I wanted to do with my hair and I should let it grow and whatnot. But a lot of people said I should cut it. And everybody was outvoted by my wife. She was like, hey, get a haircut. Is it okay? So I did. You know how it is. Y'all know the deal. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying. Anyway, so back clean cut Dave, cooking up some food for you. Today we're gonna cook some Cornish game hens. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna take some Cornish game hens. I'm going to make a little cornbread stuffing. Along with I'm gonna put some celery in my stuffing with a little green bell pepper, some onion, and some garlic. And I'm going to crumble a little bacon up in that dressing. And then we're going to put that dressing into our Cornish game hen. And we're going to deep fry that bad boy. Man, it's going to be good. I'm going to use the big Dutch oven. If you don't have a big Dutch oven, just use whatever pan you think is big enough and sturdy enough to support frying up a game hen. Pretty good size, you know, piece of meat to be fried. I think it'll be okay. We're going to put a lid on it. It'll be alright. I'm going to bring you over here. Show you how to do it. First thing we're going to do is to make our stuffing. We're going to start off with 4 tablespoons of butter. We're going to put it down there in the pan. Turn the pan on to medium. And melt us some butter. Okay, after our butter has melted, we're going to add our vegetables. Turn it down a little bit, a little too high, a little bit on medium. Now we're not going to use a whole lot of dressing because you know Cornish game hen's kind of small. So don't use a whole lot. Use what you want. I cut up some bell pepper, some celery, and some onion real small. And I'm going to use, I don't know, 3 or 4 tablespoons of celery, 3 or 4 tablespoons of bell pepper, and about the same amount of onion, just to give our dressing a little flavor inside of our Cornish game hen. We don't want it to overpower it. We just want to give it a little flavor. Put that in there, let them saute up a little bit on medium heat. Don't want to cook them, just want to simmer them. Oh, that smells wonderful. Hit it a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. Where's the salt? A little bit of salt. Give it a little stir. Oh man, that's gonna be good. Alright. Now once we get them sauteed, you know, a couple minutes, just letting them simmer slowly, then we'll add our chicken broth and then our cornbread stuffing mix. I'm using about 3 cups of cornbread stuffing mix. I forgot to add garlic. Put about a couple tablespoons of garlic also. 1 and 2. Give that a stir. There's gonna be some good dressing inside this Cornish game hen. Yes, it is. Anyway, so after you sauteed your vegetables, a couple 3 minutes, get them looking like they're clear, translucent, releasing those flavors. We're gonna add 1 cup of chicken broth. And then we're going to let that get pretty hot. Let it start to simmering before we add our cornbread crumbs. Alright, as soon as you get it back to a simmer, I think we're just about back to a simmer. Bubbling up a little bit. Go ahead and turn your heat off. And then add your cornbread crumbs. Let them moisten up a little bit. Alright, and as you're mixing that up, make sure it's mixed real well. This is where we're going to take, I cooked some bacon, and I'm just going to crumble that bacon all up into that dressing. Give us a little more flavor for our dressing. And I'll give that a big stir. Have it all mixed up there together. Alright, now I will set this aside and hopefully it'll cool off a little bit before we put it inside of our Cornish game hen. Now we need to get our game hen ready to go. Now we're going to spice up the outside of our Cornish game hen. A little garlic powder. Just going to throw it right on top. We're going to give them a big mix after we get all the spices on there. Italian seasoning. Just put a bunch. Just give it some Italian seasoning. I don't know what it is. 2 or 3 tablespoons maybe. We want to use a bunch. And we'll use some onion powder. The same as we did. Onion powder. Important thing about these Cornish game hens is that you get it thawed out completely. It needs to be pepper action. It needs to be thawed out completely so it will fry completely. If you leave it frozen in the middle, it's going to stay raw in the middle, and nobody wants no raw game hen. A little bit of salt. Not as much salt, because we got salt going on with the bacon and chicken broth inside the thing, so let's don't salt it a whole bunch. But now we have all that going on, we're just going to give it a flip. Kind of everybody rub it up on everybody so that they're sharing in all those spices. And to me, it looks like we need a little more Italian seasoning. So I'll just hit it with some more Italian seasoning. Because we need to have Italian seasoning covering these bad boys. Get some flavor going on. Give them another spin, turn them around. Good to go. Now we're going to take our dressing and put it down in there and fry these bad boys up. Just take a spoonful of dressing, stick it right down in there. Pack it down in there good. We want it to stay in there when we're frying it, so we need to pack it good. Ooh, it's hot. I guess you could let this cool off a little bit before I went to stuffing it in there. But y'all know that's not my way, so we're good to go. Alright, after you get your birds all stuffed, do the best you can to keep it stuffed inside there. And then we're going to cover these guys with some flour. And when our oil gets hot, up to temperature about 350 degrees, then we're going to throw them right into the oil and deep fry them up. Just roll them in flour best you can. I'm going to put my Cornish game hen right down in there. I'm going to ask my stuffing not to fall out. I was going to try to cook all 3 of these at one time. Tell me that I can't, I'll call you a lie. Alright. You got them all in there, they all frying up, looking good. That's a big pot. That's a lot of Cornish game hen, a lot of oil. So I'm going to leave it on high for a while. And I'm going to put a lid on it, let it sit about 15 minutes. And I'm going to come, take the lid off, give it a check, give them a turn maybe, and put the lid back on. We'll continue cooking them, and they will be wonderful. Now the thing about frying with a lid, can y'all see that steam coming out the side there? When that steam starts coming out, I'm going to go ahead and throw that water off. See all that water in the pan? I'm going to put that in the sink. Give them a check. Maybe we'll move them around a little bit. Move them around a little bit, make sure they're not burning on the bottom. Look like they're doing okay. Put the lid back on, and then wait for the steam. Okay, about every 5-10 minutes or so, feel that water pulling up, I'll come drain that water off. I know it needs to be drained. It starts spilling over the side, and I start hearing it sizzling up on my stove. So, whoa, that needs to be drained. Alright, them bad boys there looking good, man. Smelling wonderful. Getting ready to be done. Frying them up. Give them a little turn. See if I can't fry the other side a little bit. Like that. Don't dump the dressing out. The dressing in there, looking good. Trying to flip this bad boy, but don't want to flip. Okay, we can tell they're done. They start floating around a little bit, looking like they're all done. Just calm down on the bubbling. Doesn't sound as loud as it used to. Getting ready to start burning. We take the last check, put the thermometer down in there, the most meatiest part of the chicken. We trying to hit, 170. We hit 170, 175, 180. We done all day long. So I'm gonna take them out, set them on a paper towel. Fried Cornish game hen, man, that look good. I'm gonna take one and put it on a plate, along with some green beans. Man, that is what I would call dinner. Man, that stuffing is gonna be good. Get inside there, it's gonna be nice. A little crusty on the outside. Look at that inside there. Oh, that's gonna be good. Got bacon up in it, onions, some celery, a little bell pepper. Let me get a taste of that. Oh, hot. Oh, that's very good. All right, deep fried Cornish game hen. Go ahead and let me know what you think. Thanks. Have a great day.